Oh boy, another mirror match. I hate my life. I mean, at least I guess I'm not playing an entire top cut of mirror matches, which is what Reflex has had to do. But man, oh man, I'm sick of seeing them. I definitely think Vulkar, who is the red player closer to me, he has the easier mulligan over on the top end there. But um, these lists are exceedingly similar, so there's not too many differences. Reflex. Uh, Not really leaning into the action sheets quite as much as Volcar. Or did I get that backwards? Yeah, no, I got that backwards. So Reflex is definitely into the action sheets more than Volcar. Volcar being a little bit more wide with his event suite. He's got a couple convergences in there. Uh, got an upper hand, which is at least a little bit interesting. He's got the entangles. Did it before Andrew made it cool, but he's it's there. It's Chopper. It's going to come down. Who gets this Chewy's Blaster resolved? I think for more effective damage right off the top. I think Volkar. He's future here. Let me get this out there on the ramp. R2 probably coming out next. Going to boost that. Going to keep it underneath the easy picking threshold very easily. And Reflex will probably respond at some point with that field medic and an Ewok ambush of his own at some point. Uh, Probably not this round because it's not extremely useful, especially when your opponent has gone down in resources. But he will almost certainly rip 2 cards from hand here and take 2 money. If he does it, pretty sure he would. Yeah. If he takes that riot shield, it's a big deal. Does not. Easy pickings much less impactful in this meta. Well, in this match, I should say. Not because it's not great, but because it's so extremely unlikely to get done. I really think Volkar should use his Fateful on a focus here. Not sure why he's not with a full hand of cards and a full resource bank. Uh, Getting a double usage out of C3PO, not incredibly easy unless he does it right here. But that's going to feel bad when Reflex plops down this Chewy's Blaster and that potential double disrupt turns right back into a single disrupt. And he might probably doesn't use 3PO right away, which opens the door for a potential Ewok ambush on behalf of Reflex, just to really shove all that damage through. And Volkar is pretty much defenseless, and that 3 is going to hurt. If Reflex feels like he can kill Chopper this early, I don't see him not doing it. Without a redeploy, it's going to be a super uphill battle for Volkar to come back if he loses Chopper, but Reflex does have to make that decision right now. He would only need 3 additional damage off of 2 really good dice for finding 3 damage. He's taken all the options out of hand. He's taken everything from him. I could see we can't even get a riot shield overwrite. So what's probably going to happen here is Vulkar will probably feed. No, he's going to take the money. And that's quite a bit of damage. Come back across. But the hunt is on. And that sucks. I almost don't think it's worth going and playing this one out. If I was Vulkar, I'd take it to game two, and not just because he wants to be kind and considerate to the poor, lonely commentators who have to try to make these matches interesting. Reflex just adding injury to insult here. I don't think there's a question in my mind. I think you just throw the riot shield down on R2. It's not like it matters who he targets from there. He lost the claim, and he's going to either have to make the decision now or let it clog his hand anyway. Could have done that a long time ago, kept the claim. And the hits just keep coming from Reflex. Spectacular hand for him. Vulkar, he at least has a little bit of mitigation here, but he needs to get a lot of money to get this crate speeder down and the Spickle and resolve it all for effect, and that's going to be almost impossible to do through double field medic and an automated defense for Reflex. We're looking at 6 or 7 or 8, depending on how you want to count it, damage prevented just on those 3 cards alone. He's almost certainly going to get a third dollar to play it all. He might even get a fourth and fifth dollar to play his own hired muscle and keep it rolling. And leaving on disrupt is suicide here. He has to move it to damage, and it's going away. Reflex weighing his options, who he wants to kill. Like R2 feels better, but it'd be kind of nice just to spike 3PO off the table here, turn off the Fateful Companions, really just solidify the ramp lead. And could see R2 come out from here. Reflex is just looking for a second die to do something with, but he doesn't want to open himself up to a blowout entangle, which isn't a problem because of no money, and he also wants to avoid easy pickings, which is not a problem because Chopper is dead. So there's really nothing stopping him from getting maximum value out of absolutely everything. And I also personally don't see a problem going to the paid side here, but knowing Reflex, I don't think he will go to the paid side. I think he'll just flip that choose blaster over to a 3, call it good. So you know what? I am gonna throw 7 damage into C3PO with my next activation, and then I don't need to do a whole lot. We will get that, and that would be a lethal if not for the automated defense. Probably see a reroll here. I would reroll with Dagger. You are just so not worried about R2 dying. There's no overwrite. One of those field medics is going to be useful. I'd probably keep the other field medic going into the next round. And there you go. There's 5 damage, or 5 damage into ramp, or I'm sorry, 3 damage into ramp. Not even Crate Speeder can close it out from here. Wonder if he takes the cards. Wonder if he discards them too from here. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just keep going for the jugular. But since Reflex does have another Ewok ambush, uh, he's got two off the sensors coming up. He might just try to feed $1 away, play the Dagger of Mortis on 3PO. Just say my ramp is so good, I could take this 3 resource hit from Chewie's blaster rifle. As long as I get one more resolution out of R2, I'm good to go. Or he could overwrite here. I wouldn't hate that at all. I think he's probably honestly just better served overall than going for a reroll on what he has left. Taking shields, conservative play, only gonna get 1 damage through. Here comes the field medic almost certainly, and then probably the dagger overwrite. Plenty of money left over to continue to do things next round, such as, well, actually, it doesn't even need to be next round. He could just spend his last action here to buy Vulkar's Fickle. Although that would leave R2 vulnerable to an action sheet. So yeah, probably overwrite. Probably field medic regardless. Work your way through your deck, find the action sheets of your own, and take the hired muscle away. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Vulkar here. Feels pretty terrible. Entangle, not playable. Not just because of the no money earlier, but it also has a spot yellow that I forgot about momentarily. And this Ewok ambush might work out. Might work out if he gets another couple of actions to play with. Needs to just go for it though. He can't just let his 3PO die. Null and neutral on actions thus far. Flex looking for that melee side, threatening. Be threatening. Take a mixed damage side though. But this off the sensors could in theory kill even through this, I think. I think the math works out in that favor. At the very least, it threatens lethal with the next resolution. It doesn't outright kill anybody. Brief window of opportunity here for Vulkar. Reflex has played Chopper enough. He knows the math. He knows what Double Faithful can do here. Because that represents 5. Let me get my value. I'm probably not getting anything super spectacular out of this roll. But hey, here's 6 damage. Now Fateful is off. 3PO is dead. 10 health remaining. Got the ramp to throw out a crate speeder of his own. 1 action shy. Clawing his way back into the game. Good damage side, but the discard side is not particularly useful. Oh, it didn't, and yeah, he boosted the Yeah, wow. He boosted that earlier anyway. I don't think he could have guaranteed an R2 kill. He would something else. That's a lot of dice. There's a lot of dice to contend with. And I think Vulkar just called it. And at least that mirror was fast. No offense, Vulkar. I hope you lose this one so I can stop commentating it. And I don't know. I don't find it particularly interesting. I'm sure if there's anybody out there prepping for a prime, trying to see different lines of play, different methods of getting shit done in Chopper. The mirrors are certainly interesting and extremely relevant to watch. So I don't hate providing that service, and I hope it's of value. I just wish there's something else. Who's Blaster in the opener going to square off against Dagger of Mortis in the opener? As normal, I do favor Chewie's Blaster. I think Chewie's Blaster is good enough and is important enough that it should be automatic 2 of in Chopper. And once the shields instead. And I wonder if he's going to take the same tactic of trying to overwrite into Chewie's Blaster. I don't think he will, not with the Salvage Arm. The Salvage Arm gives him a lot of good disrupt and ramp options, a little bit of extra damage. I think he'll be able to find one more resource somewhere to straight outplay the Chewie's Blaster on R2, but getting there might be a pain. Might be a pain. I think he's better off hidden motivating the resource side than having R2 come out and force Reflex to either decrease arbitrarily or walk into easy pickings. That was held in hand. I think that would have been the more interesting choice, but hey, it's not my game. I didn't make it this far. That's why I'm just commentating. Dagger of Mortis almost certainly popping off. And that discard side is not relevant. R2 coming out here. Almost has to. He knows Flee the Scene exists. Can't afford to spend too long dithering. It's a little bit of damage first trouble. Sure, he's not upset about that. Could be 5 coming across unless Flee the Scene happens right now. Would Reflex be okay with a Flee the Scene? Maybe. Probably not, though. Chopper rollout, then resolve, then pass. Feels god awful. So I think his R2 is just going to take 5 and Reflex doesn't have a whole lot he's going to be able to do about it. Other than maybe steal a shield off of Vulkar's R2. It may be worthwhile for him to Ewok ambush anyway here. Just so he can get equivalent damage. Shield wouldn't be terrible for him to have. And then it allows him to flee the scene on Chewie's Blaster and one of Chopper's dice on Vulkar's rollout. It almost ensures that he'll be able to do that. Will not end up with the claim. And he opts to keep the Ewok ambush. He's pretty confident R2 will live. I don't blame him for it. With Flee the Scene in hand, you know, you're opening yourself up to vulnerability from an opposing uh, action cheat, but it is what it is. Coming out with the big guns. Big guns, kind of whiff. He's gonna need, if he resolves this one, not gonna be good enough. I mean, it's not gonna be good enough no matter what, unless he puts Reflex in a position where he has to flee the scene on both chopper dice, and then find the 3 damage side on Chew's blaster. Yep. He'll end up with the claim, almost certainly, but may or may not be good enough. See no compelling reason Reflex wouldn't play Hired Muscle. If he's worried about the discard side that just generally exists. I certainly think he should leave the 3PO die where it is. It's ending up in a good spot. He should claim here, I think. Or he should play the Hired Muscle and then claim. I don't think Vulkar was going to not resolve his 1 damage there. But Vulkar's R2 is dead and he doesn't even realize it. Which is going to indeaden the Ewok ambush in his hand. Doesn't even need to Fateful. Here comes the big dick damage. Now it's not going to be hard to kill R2 from this position, but there is room for Reflex to walk out of here alive. It's just not very, a very, very, very narrow window. Not entirely sure what Vulkar is waiting for with Chopper here. He needs to get that die in the pool. Speaking specifically of the Chewie's blaster, the aggressive, be in a position where he can overwrite Riot Shield rather than have to pay for it. That way, if he finds $1, he could resolve both Hired Muscle dice. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Does he throw 4 into Chopper or 3 into Chopper, or does he just kill R2 from a position of power? Hard call. I think it's probably best to put 4 into chopper with that die. Or 3. That 3 works. He's not intending on overriding with the right shield. He wants to pay for it outright. Or he's going to boost another die. Interesting shield decision here. He's surprised if he kicks a can down the road. Yep, there you go. Like, I don't want to walk into easy pickings. I just get this resource die off the field before I do anything else. There's that good chewy die. And Vulkar has 2 actions. He's got a lot of actions to find 1 damage, but he doesn't feel like he has a lot of action. But that flee the scene was certainly forced there. As well use the Ewok ambush. Gets him an extra action to do things. First pass. Second pass. And that is nowhere near good enough. And I think it was better off to re-roll with those actions, because now if a disrupt pops up for chopper or discard, things get real hairy. Not rolling out chopper though should tell Vulkar that he doesn't have any mitigation in. Now he could just take those shields, keep 3PO up just a little while longer. I wouldn't hate that line. He says, you know what? No, I want that. I want that gosh darn resolution. I want that mortars. Which is perfectly fine from here. 1 reroll, and it's unlikely he's not going to get lethal on chopper. Certainly not hard to find lethal. Unless you roll like that, I guess. But he'll throw the reroll into it. Needs 2 dice showing any damage at all. Finds it. And it's down to 3PO only. 3PO versus the world. Reflex, with his run at Worlds, with his run throughout this league, especially in the mirror, if I played Chopper, he's one of the players I would be incredibly fearful about sitting across from. He plays swiftly. He sees almost every single line. I think I've caught him maybe in like 1 play mistake in all the top cut matches of this league that I've commentated. And even then, you know, the argument's there that it's not a mistake. So I'd stick to my guns. He'd stick to his. It's usually how that goes. But yeah, that right there is the game, more than likely. Max, absolute max damage is 3. 3PO wants to hop in this crate speeder and get the hell off of this rock. That's what he wants to do, but he's stuck fighting it out. Motive reserved for the dagger. And that's just going to crash right into this riot shield. Feels bad. I would imagine reflexes, further lines of play be for Fickle, um, a reroll with Riot Shield and 3PO, an overriding dagger with Chewies, just to drive things home from there. But yeah, that's rough. And there you go, 90-minute match done in 30. I don't know why I was complaining. I should have known. Players at this level can do what they do swiftly. They don't need to go to time. But congratulations to the both of them. Reflex moving on into the finals. Vulkar, well done for a top 4 here. And I hope everybody will watch the finals. Should be a pretty good time. And I hope to see you all in League 14.